are you just completely exhausted right now? Like, you've been doing everything right, going to bed on time, turning off all your screens, but you're still waking up feeling like you barely slept a wink. Listen, I see you, and that exhaustion is incredibly valid. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are going to unpack some absolutely fascinating science that might literally change your nights forever. We're revealing the true biological culprits hiding right in plain sight. And spoiler alert, they aren't in your bedroom. They are right there in your kitchen.
Think about it. Waking up super groggy, maybe quietly gaining a little weight, feeling bloated, or just desperately struggling to fall asleep night after night. When we go through this, what's the first thing we do? We blame stress, right? Or we blame getting older, or our impossibly busy schedules. But scientists have actually discovered that millions of Americans are unknowingly sabotaging their own sleep every single night through their diet. It is a massive, silent epidemic of self-sabotage.
And what that means is the real problem might literally be sitting in your kitchen pantry or your fridge right this second. In this explainer, we're going to uncover 7 specific foods that you should absolutely never eat before bed. We're going to look at the biology of exactly why they ruin your rest, and more importantly, how you can fix it. Make sure you stick with me until the very end, because the 7th and final food on our list is one of the most popular, deeply deceptive late-night traps out there, and honestly, you've probably fallen for it this week. All right, let's jump right into section 1, heavy meals and heartburn, or as I like to call them, the digestion blockers. So there is a massive disconnect between what our brain thinks and what our stomach actually experiences. Let's talk about our first major offender, pizza. I mean, it's the ultimate comfort food, right? When a late-night craving hits, we totally expect a warm slice to be relaxing. But the reality, pizza is a biological triple threat to your sleep. It combines fat, cheese, and highly acidic tomato sauce. Fatty foods take a significantly longer time to digest, so when you lie down right after eating that slice, your digestive system is essentially forced to clock in for an overtime shift while the rest of your body is desperately trying to shut down. You could spend a full 8 hours in bed, but because your stomach was running a literal marathon, you wake up completely exhausted.
And actually, it builds into an even bigger issue. That acidic tomato sauce on your pizza, it is a prime trigger for acid reflux. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, well, I don't get heartburn, so I'm totally fine. But here's the crucial point. Even if you don't feel that outward painful burning sensation in your chest, lying perfectly flat causes an internal struggle. Your body is actively fighting that acidic irritation, and that low-grade biological stress completely blocks your brain from descending into those deep, restorative stages of sleep.
And you know, this exact same logic applies to another huge offender on our list, burgers and fast food. Just like pizza, that massive fat content just grinds your digestion to a halt. But fast food adds another sneaky weapon to the mix, and that's sodium. Hitting your system with a massive dose of salt right before bed leads to intense thirst and water retention. Have you ever jolted awake at 2 a.m. feeling completely parched? Yeah, that's the fast food sodium spiking your system. Researchers explicitly link these highly processed heavy meals to remarkably poor sleep quality. Your body just cannot recover when it's wrestling with a giant salty meal at 11 p.m.
Moving right along to section 2, sugar spikes and night sweats, aka the hormone disruptors.
Okay, we really have to address this incredibly common yet highly destructive myth. Ice cream is the perfect relaxing bedtime treat. So many of us believe this. It feels soothing, it's a nice routine, but biologically speaking, ice cream is a total disaster for sleep. It is loaded with saturated fat, which we already know ruins digestion, but worse than that, it is packed with massive amounts of sugar. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens next, the dreaded insulin spike. When you eat ice cream or another huge offender, those heavily marketed sugary cereals, your blood glucose levels absolutely skyrocket. Your body kind of panics, right? It dumps insulin into your bloodstream to manage that sudden surge of sugar. This creates a violent hormonal roller coaster. A few hours after you drift off, that sugar high aggressively crashes. This biological chain reaction causes nighttime energy fluctuations, restless tossing and turning, and sudden awakenings. Not to mention, those extra calories from the ice cream and cereal are quietly being stored away, contributing to weight gain over time. Now, it's not just sugar that disrupts your system. Temperature plays a massive role too. Which brings us to spicy foods. Late-night spicy wings or hot tacos might sound amazing in the moment, but look at what actually happens. The human body naturally and intentionally lowers its core temperature to signal to the brain that it's time to sleep. It is a completely vital biological resting process. When you eat spicy foods, you artificially raise your core temperature. You are quite literally fighting your body's natural cooling process, confusing your brain, and pretty much guaranteeing a fragmented, restless night, often accompanied by some hidden indigestion too. So, let's take a really quick structured look at what we've covered so far.
We've got three major physiological assaults happening here. The high fat from the pizza and burgers physically exhausts your digestive system. The high sugar from the ice cream and cereals sends your hormones into an absolute tailspin. And the spicy foods disrupt your critical internal temperature. If you combine any of these, you are setting yourself up for a terrible morning. But now we really need to talk about the sneakiest culprits of all.
Welcome to Section 3, Hidden Stimulants and Salty Snacks, or as they should be called, the deceptive snacks.
This next food surprises almost everyone. Chocolate, specifically dark chocolate. We are so often told that a little square of dark chocolate is this healthy, relaxing bedtime ritual. But the absolutely crucial point here is that chocolate naturally contains caffeine, along with other compounds that directly stimulate the nervous system. Even if it's way less caffeine than a cup of coffee, if you're a sensitive individual, or if you naturally struggle with light sleep or insomnia, this innocent little treat is actively keeping your brain alert. That tiny piece of chocolate might be the exact hidden reason you're staring at the ceiling at midnight, totally unable to shut your mind off.
And finally, we arrive at the highly anticipated, deeply deceptive trap, potato chips. This is arguably the most common late-night snack in America, and honestly, it plays a massive psychological trick on you. Step 1. You open the bag intending to just have a few. We've all been there. Step 2. Because they lack any fiber or protein to actually make you feel full, you accidentally eat half the bag. Step 3. Your body is now forced to work incredibly hard overnight just to process a massive influx of refined carbohydrates, unhealthy fats, and sodium.
And what exactly do you get in return for all that biological stress? Zero. That is the exact amount of nutritional value you are getting from highly processed potato chips. Zero nutrients, but hundreds of extra calories. You are forcing your body to struggle with salt and fat all night long, gaining weight over weeks and months, all for a snack that didn't even satisfy your hunger in the first place. It's wild.
Okay, let's pivot to some good news in Section 4, better bedtime food choices and empowering your digestion.
Look, the goal of this explainer is definitely not to tell you to go to bed starving. If you are genuinely hungry before bed, you need to eat. But we want to empower your digestion by making vastly smarter choices. Consider light, easy-digesting swaps like a banana, maybe a small handful of almonds, a little bit of Greek yogurt, some oatmeal, a kiwi, or even a small serving of cottage cheese. What makes these foods so entirely different from those first 7 we talked about? Well, they're low in added sugars, they aren't dripping in saturated fat, and they won't spike your internal temperature. They provide your body with actual, usable nutrients without completely overwhelming your digestive system while it's trying to power down for the night. And that brings us to the absolute most important takeaway of this entire explainer. Your body performs its absolute most critical repair work while you sleep. That is when your cells regenerate, your brain clears out toxins, and your metabolism resets. When you eat heavy, sugary, or highly processed foods right before bed, you are literally stealing that vital energy away from repair and forcing it into digestion instead. You have to give your body the chance to do its job properly. Your diet must protect your sleep time, not fight against it. So I want to leave you with this final provocative question. Which of these 7 foods, pizza, ice cream, spicy foods, chocolate, fast food, sugary cereal, or potato chips, are you willing to give up tonight to take back your energy tomorrow? Think about it and let us know your answer down in the comments. Take control of your kitchen and you will absolutely take control of your rest. If you found this breakdown helpful and you want more highly structured, visual health explainers just like this, make sure to hit subscribe. Thank you so much for learning with us today, and we'll see you in the next explainer.